Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Texas Association for College Admission Counseling College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. Each will have 6 minutes to share more about their institution, but will be around for the entire session to answer questions. My name is Kelsey, and I will be your facilitator tonight. Before we get started, let's go over a little bit of housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A or the question and answer button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time tonight. This is just one of the many different sessions happening, so be sure to check our schedule on our website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. And now I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter. And I believe first up we have University of Missouri.
Sorry, it took me a second to get going there. Hi, everybody. My name is Abby Hook. I am with the University of Missouri, also known as Mizzou. You can call us that for short. I am the transfer admissions coordinator with Mizzou, meaning that I work specially to support transfer students through their admissions process. So let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I'm going to introduce you to Columbia. Mizzou is located in Columbia, Missouri. We're consistently ranked as a top city to live in across college campus towns. Columbia is home to over 120,000 residents, and that's not including college students. We have over 89 different parks. So this photo is of downtown Columbia, but just in case that city vibe isn't really your go-to thing all the time, we do have a lot of opportunities for you to go into green spaces all around town. And we do have that city vibe while still maintaining a close-knit community feel. But we're here to talk about Mizzou specifically. We are home to over 30,000 students. We have Tigers from every county in Missouri, all 50 states in the US, and more than 120 countries across the world. And we provide a lot of benefits of 2 universities in one. We're the state's flagship land-grant institution and 1 out of 65 members of the prestigious AAU, the Association of American Universities, meaning that students have access to this top-tier research as early as their freshman year. Your first day on campus, you can go get involved in research on campus. Of course, we have Tigers from all over the world, but specifically the United States. These are just a couple of our big state draws. Missouri, of course, and then some of our border states we have a lot of students coming from, but we have Tigers from far and wide, from California to New York, and of course from Texas. Once you start looking into Mizzou, you'll figure out pretty quickly that we have a lot of options and something is bound to fit you. We do have 300 degree programs that get split up between 13 schools and colleges. And we do have a Discover program available for those students who haven't quite figured out what they want to do yet, which is totally fine. One of our really big things that we are proud of is our Missouri method. That's our philosophy of learning by doing and the foundation of our hands-on approach to learning and education. This is built into every single degree program. It was born in the journalism school, but as you can see, everybody from nursing to architectural studies to engineering to journalism and everybody far and in between gets hands-on preparation for their careers, meaning that you can start building that resume as soon as you start coming to Mizzou. So of course, we're going to talk a little bit about transfer more specifically. We do tend to judge things against a threshold of above or below 24 credit hours. If you've completed more than 24 hours, we're looking at a 2.5 GPA requirement and the C- or better in a math or an English course. You'll end up needing to take both, of course, but just for admissions purposes, we'll look at one or the other. If you have less than 24 hours, we'll be looking at that same 2.5 GPA, but we also want you to meet our freshman requirements, meaning that we want to see a high school transcript and typically a test score. And we do have an option available for veteran or military service members. If you have less than 24 hours and you don't meet Mizzou's freshman requirements, you can apply for admission after having earned a 2.5 in 12 college credits and that same C- or better in a math or English. If you're looking to get more on the proactive side of things, start looking ahead of the curve, what you can do is take a look at Transferology or our Mizzou equivalency websites to see how your credits might come in. This is how we keep record of how courses have been evaluated in the past. And when I do like pre-unofficial evaluations of transcripts, these are the websites that I'm looking at. So you're getting the same information that I would be about how your credits might be evaluated. Now, these aren't fully comprehensive websites. Not every college and every class is going to be on here, but it'll at least give you hopefully a pretty good idea of how your things might come in. One of the things that we are really proud of at Mizzou is our amazing resources for transfer students. This is called Transfer Experience and Advising Mentors, and it is a club just for students who are transfers to Mizzou. So we have semester-long programming to develop you personally, professionally, and academically. Team operates in two facets, really. You can get your own student mentor, somebody who's really just a friend, check in on you every week, make sure that you're doing okay, getting connected to campus, and you get matched to them by major and common interests. But you can also just come hang out for an hour every week, really just get connected to that community on campus. We really do recognize that every transfer experience is very, very different, and we want to make sure that you're being supported in that. And members of team tend to get typically a 0.3 higher GPA than their transfer students who are not involved in team. Of course, we'll talk about scholarships as well. Those kind of operate in two different ways. We have automatic scholarships that if you're eligible for, they will automatically get applied onto your account, just like it sounds like. We do have a method for you to actually physically apply for scholarships as well. Of course, if you're interested in seeing it for yourself, we do have in-person options, but I imagine most of you are in Texas, so those virtual options are going to be a really great resource for you. We are having virtual open house sessions soon, so hopefully you'll be hearing about those pretty quickly from your community colleges. And of course, we are always here to help. If you are interested, you can reach out to us by email. You can talk to me directly by phone. Anybody will get you connected to us to make sure that you're getting the help that you need in this process. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Abby. We will move right along to Oklahoma City University.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chris Kiefer, and I'm an assistant director of transfer and military admission here at OCU. And really, I'm excited to tell you a little bit about us today. So a little bit about us, we have about 3,000 total students, so we are small, about 1,600 undergraduate students, the other 600 from our law school and our graduate programs. We are consistently ranked as one of the top regional universities in the United States. We have students from all over the world, and about 60% of our students come from Oklahoma, and the other 40% are coming from almost all 50 states. We are affiliated with the United Methodist Church, and we are also ranked as one of Oklahoma's hidden gem colleges. A distinction I'm working very hard on things like this to try to undo. But we are also, of course, as the name implies, but just to make sure it's clear, we are located in Oklahoma City, in the heart of Oklahoma City. I've grown up here my whole life. It's a wonderful place to be a college student. 1.5 million people in the larger metro area, but it still has that decidedly small town Oklahoma feel to it. And one of the friendliest populations in the entire United States. So we love Texans. We love making fun of you, but you love making fun of us. So it's a good relationship. But we would love to have you up here. And we are definitely surrounded by great things to do, from the business districts for internships, job opportunities, things like that. Of course, all the way over to great entertainment and restaurant options, cultural life as well. Okay, so I'm not going to spend, of course, a ton of time talking about all of our majors, but we have about 70 different programs to choose from. A couple of things I'll highlight from our College of Arts and Sciences. We do have about an 85% placement rate for medical school, PA school, PT school, typically program of choice. Our psychology students, about 100% placement rate for grad school, And again, 100% program of choice for them as of right now. Moving right along, the Minders School of Business, we are ACSB accredited, puts us in the top 4.5% of business schools in the world. And we have phenomenal real world opportunities for students to invest. We have an alumni base that provides us a minimum of $100,000 in cash every single year for our students to invest in the stock market directly. So they can learn how to use our Bloomberg terminals, of which we have 10, and students have the ability to be in those suites as early as their first semester. We also have a direct entry nursing program for students who are transferring in without an associate's degree. If you have an associate's degree, you can actually also transfer directly into our nursing program. And if you have a RN already, you can do that as well. And then, well, I know that most of you are probably thinking the last thing you associate with Oklahoma City is Broadway, but I can promise you on our campus, that is not the case. We consistently rank as one of the best Broadway style dance schools in the country, beating out Juilliard for the last several years. We've put over 70 different dancers on Broadway. We hold the record for most Radio City Music Hall Rockettes. We've had 2 Tony Award nominees and 2 winners in Kelly O'Hara and Kristen Chenoweth. And the OCU School of Theater is one of the fastest growing schools of theater in the country. Between the 3 schools, we stage over 250 different performances a year and open auditions for everything from our 6 main stage shows, operas, musicals, all the way down to small black box productions. Tons of ways to be involved in the performing arts at OCU. In addition to all of our various clubs and organizations, of which there are many, we are also home to the OCU Stars. We are an NAIA school, so we are able to offer athletic scholarships for all of our sports, from both men's sports, women's sports, and our co-ed sports. And we do hold the record for the most national championships of any school in the NAIA. And we also are on a current record of 25 straight years of winning a minimum of 1 national championship at OCU, at least one of our teams. All students are considered for transfer scholarships when they apply, and your application to OCU is your application for all university transcripts. So as you can see here, just by having your GPA and your transcript submitted, you'll be eligible for one of these awards. And then based on the school or major you would choose, you would be eligible for a second one as well. Sorry, that's my reminder telling me to wrap up. We also have a number of competitive transfer scholarships. And so these range from very specific to some of our programs, such as obviously things like film and nursing, but also if you were involved in Phi Theta Kappa, we have an automatic scholarship for you and tons of scholarships for students, in particular in our Peachtree College of Arts and Sciences and the Minders School of Business. So how do you get there? We are on, if you're applying for nursing, you'll need to apply at nursingcas.org, but you can also apply directly on our website, and you can also complete your application and send your transcripts directly to us as well. And we would love to have you visit with us. I'll put my information in the chat here in a moment so that you have it. But please come and visit, and we'd love to see you in Oklahoma City.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris. That was perfect timing. We will move right along to our next school, which is Wichita State University.
All right. Thank you so much. Go ahead and share my screen here real quick and get started with the presentation. I am Chad Steinkamp. I am the Director of Transfer and Adult and Military Recruitment here at Wichita State University. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight and allowing us to be here. It's a very exciting time to be a shocker. Just some things about Wichita. So I am stationed in our office in Wichita, Kansas. We have a metro population of about 500,000 students, or people, not just students, people. Lots to do, lots going on here in Wichita, and lots of art, shopping, dining, city life. I mean, it's wonderful. I'm originally from Denver, Colorado. Moved out here many years ago, and I really love Wichita. It's a really cool place, lots of things going on here. So you definitely need to come check it out sometime. From North Texas to Wichita, as you can see, easy drive, easy way to get up here. We the city itself, the thing about Wichita State is that we are in the largest city in the state of Kansas. So we're not part of a college town. We're in the largest city. So there's a lot of opportunities, like applied learning opportunities, that we are really big about that I'll talk about here in just a minute. But just a lot of opportunities within the city of Wichita for all of our students while they're in school, and then also after graduation. So a lot of good things happening here. Some quick facts about Wichita State. We have about 16,000 students, very nice faculty to student ratio. A lot of our classes do have that lower number in the class. One thing that we're very, very proud of is we are the most diverse campus in the state of Kansas. We also have some perks for our students. So free shocker, our shockers get free tickets to all the athletic events, fun arts events. We also have a YMCA here on campus. You get free membership to that. And then also all the other YMCAs around the area of Wichita, which you have like a free membership, like 10 different YMCAs. So you can always find one that's convenient for you. We also have what we call the Innovation Campus. This used to be an 18-hole golf course when I first started here about 10 years ago. But since then, the golf is gone, it has disappeared. We have lots of different opportunities for our students on this campus. We have companies that have actually closed shop somewhere in Wichita, moved on campus so they can be available for our students for internships, co-op opportunities, and just that applied learning experience for our students. So it's really a good thing for us as it is for the businesses, because they get to work with our students, get to work with those motivated students that have great new ideas, and then our students get to work with those full-time staff members that they can learn from, that experience and the stuff that they can learn from them. One thing I really want to make sure that you guys point out to you guys get a huge tuition discount being in the state of Texas. Lots of opportunities for you, which is a huge savings. On the right-hand side, we have what we call the Shocker City Partnership. If you're part of any of these counties in the Texas area, then you will get in-state tuition. So it's automatic. There's nothing you have to do. It's a really great, it's a huge savings for you guys. You save a lot, save about $9 grand a year by getting that in-state tuition. If you're not part of one of these counties, that's fine. We still have the Shocker Select discount, which is basically 33% off of the typical out-of-state rate. So definitely keep this in mind. If you guys do have questions about where you live, definitely let me know. I can help walk you through that, but we definitely want to get that discount and make it sure that's available for you. And like I mentioned before, there's no forms, no hassle. It's just something that once you apply for admission, we'll see where you're from and kind of get that discount for you. So the next steps, if this is something that you guys are truly interested in, and I'll make sure I get all my contact information for you guys, that you have it and can reach out at any time. So easy to apply. We do have that $40 application fee. Our admissions criteria is that all you have to have as a transfer student is a 2.0 GPA in all of your college work. If you have 24 or more credit hours, then you're considered a transfer student. We just need your college transcripts from every college that you've attended. If you have less than 24, we'll need your college transcripts as well as your high school transcript. So we'll need both of those. I would recommend, being in this game for a long time, go ahead and at least wrap up those 24 hours wherever you're at, just because it makes it so much easier for you guys when it comes to applying and getting into those schools and getting going. Once we get you admitted, piece of cake. Once we get you admitted, we'll get you in, we'll get you with an academic advisor, have you sign up for orientation, get enrolled in your classes. So we're trying to make this process as easy on you guys as possible, especially with those transfer students. We know it's a big jump from one school to the other, but we'll do our best. Myself and I have 3 members of my transfer team. We'll definitely work with you to kind of get that process going and get that going easy for you. We do have transfer merit scholarships. It's $2,000 to $3,000 per year. It's going to be based off your transfer GPA. It's going to be cumulative transfer GPA. So basically 3.25 or above, we can look and possibly get you some sort of scholarship. The good thing about this scholarship is you do not have to apply for it. So once you apply for admissions, we can give you a scholarship based off of your transcripts that you send in when you do the whole admissions process. So we'll work with you to get those transcripts in, work with you as far as getting those scholarships. Keep in mind, this isn't the only scholarships we have, y'all. We have lots of other opportunities for you for scholarships based off your major, merit, grades, all that good stuff. So this is just one minor one, okay, that we do like to give out for our transfer students. As you can see here, we have plenty of majors to choose from, like the other institutions that are talking today. We have lots of different opportunities. So if you still don't know what you want to do, don't worry about it. You know, I'm sure we got something for you that we can help you out with and kind of get you through the process and find out something that you like and something that you want to do and start your career in. So definitely check out some information there. So real quick, I want to hit up, you guys just come check out campus sometime. You know, any school, go check it out. You can hear this stuff all the time that you want. You can go to these virtual fairs, but until you can get there in person, that's really going to help make your decision. If it's Wichita State or any other institutions that are presenting tonight, please visit. If you like more information, feel free to hit that QR code, send us a message. Chandra is my friend down in Texas. She actually lives down in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So she is there, but between Chandra and myself, we can help you guys out. Thank you very much and have a good night.
Thanks, Chad. We will move right along. I believe next up we have Southern Illinois University.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Southern Illinois University. We are, if you picture the state of Illinois, Chicago's at the top, and we're a good 6 hours south of that. So it's a completely different environment. It almost looks more Missouri. We are surrounded by the Shawnee National Forest, so it's absolutely gorgeous. We have so many things to do. If you're an outdoors person, you will probably fall in love with us and never go home. Don't tell your family that. We have a 13-to-1 student to teacher ratio at SIU, so it's a very small field. Our campus, you can walk from one end to the other in 10 to 15 minutes. So you do not have to have a car, but of course you're welcome to bring a car. We have about 10,000 undergraduate students, and with our graduate school, about 13,000. So it's a very nice, peaceful environment. We invest in our students. We have truth in tuition. We offered over $10 million in scholarships and grants. We do that annually. And we do not charge out-of-state tuition, which is a beautiful thing. So no matter which state you live in, as long as you're a permanent resident or a United States citizen, you will pay the same rate as an Illinois resident. That's a beautiful thing. And over 90% of our students receive some form of financial aid. And our legacy award is those if your parents or step-parent has graduated from SIU, they will also be eligible for an 80% rate. So when it comes to scholarships, we actually, for transfer students, we offer $4,000 off each year for a 3.5 GPA or higher with at least 30 credit hours. However, you still can apply if you have less than that. If you just have 12 credit hours in college, you can apply, send your transcripts to us, and we will not require the high school transcripts unless you have less than 12 transferable credits. Our housing is delightful. We have suite style rooms if you want the residence hall, but of course, as a transfer student, you are not required to live in our residence hall. You can live in an on-campus apartment or even off campus. But if you do choose our residence hall, they are in suite style, 2 people to a room, and you share a bathroom in the center. And it's unlimited dining as well. That's all included with those residence hall fees, which is very nice. I just ate at the dining hall yesterday, just to kind of check it out. We have a Mongolian grill even in there, kind of a made to order type thing. Vegan choices, vegetarian choices. It's if you go away hungry from our school, you're just not going. It's wonderful. And in this picture here, you'll see the campus lake. We have a campus lake with 2.2-mile track around it. You're welcome to walk it, or you can rent paddle boards or kayaks, canoes, those types of things with just your ID. There's no charge for that. We do also have a living learning environment so that you can actually, we have many people in the same program that share that same hall space. So that's a nice thing to have as well. No laundry facilities. I mean, we do have laundry facilities, but you do not have to pay coins, money, anything for that is free for you. And we of course include all your utilities, and it's a furnished room, of course. We are NCAA Division I sports. We are part of the Missouri Valley Conference. We also have women's soccer now, SIU women's soccer, along with many intramural sports as well, and our brand new renovated facilities, which is absolutely neat. We have a big alumni support at SIU. And this is what everybody wants to know, right? What are the costs? So for 30 credit hours, you're looking at about $96.38 for the year. That includes your fall and spring. Your fees are $52.66, and that includes things like rec center. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool, 2 tracks, 2 workout rooms, 10 racquetball courts, 8 basketball courts, volleyball courts. It's just a beautiful facility along with climbing wall. And then the room and board is $10,622, and that includes, of course, your unlimited dining if you choose that type of living. So that total, including that type of living, is $25,526 for the year. And then if you want to be a part of this, you can still apply at SIU. We have rolling admissions. So it's a $40 application fee, and we just need to send in your transcripts and you are all set. So we are here to help you. If you need more information, please follow me. I'm going to put my information down in the chat. And you also are more than welcome to join our social media anywhere to learn more about us and actually talk to your students. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.
Of course. Next up, I believe on our list is Kansas State University. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Can you guys,
Yes, we can see you, we can hear you, and we can see your shared screen. You're good to go.
okay, perfect. My computer's giving me some problems lately, so I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so hello everyone, welcome. My name is Mckenna Duncan. I am the coordinator for special populations recruitment. I am a transfer student myself. I transferred from my local community college back home in California. I'm originally from California, and I graduated from K-State this last December. So I'm now part of the alumni group, and I'm really excited to be part of it. So tonight I just kind of wanted to share a couple things about K-State. And I want to start off by talking about some of the fast facts of the university. So first thing that I want to point out is that we do have a 21,000 plus student population. So we're not the biggest school in the Big 12, but we are a Division I school. So we are a bigger school, but in my opinion, I think it's the perfect balance to where it's big enough, but it's not so big that it's overwhelming. Even though we have that 21,000 plus student population, we still maintain that 18:1 student to faculty ratio, which as a transfer student myself was really important to me because I didn't want to have those lecture halls where there was 400 students to a lecture hall and the professor couldn't even see me if I was raising my hand. So that was one thing that I really appreciated about K-State. You'll also see that 97% job or continuing education placement rate. So essentially what that means is this is for also, I should mention, this is a statistic from the class of 2021. So I always tell parents I'm living, breathing proof of this statistic. But 97% of our class of 2021 had a job or decided to continue their education within 6 months of graduation. That held true for me. I graduated in December. I had this job lined up and ready to go in November. So that's kind of one thing to keep in mind when you're thinking about that return on investment and what that degree is going to do for you. We also have, I'll point out some of these statistics, the #1 happiest students on campus, the #2 students that love their college. That was one of the things that drew me to K-State. And then the #3 best health services, which is important. We care about the overall well-being of the student here at K-State, which is important, especially after the last couple of years that we've had. So the next thing I want to talk about is kind of our finding your fit of your academic college and what it is that you want to study. So at K-State, we offer 250 plus different majors and programs. We offer the most in the Big 12. That sounds like a big number, and it is a big number, but the great thing about that is that it allows you to customize your degree to decide exactly what it is that you want to get out of it. We know that college is expensive, it's time consuming, there's resources involved in it. So we want to make sure that you are finding your right fit and no classes are being wasted or money's being wasted. I know as a transfer student myself, that was one thing that I was concerned about. So within these 9 different academic colleges, we have over 250 plus majors and programs. So I'm sure you'll find something that you're interested in if you don't have an idea of what you want to do yet, and know that it's okay if you don't know what you want to do. I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do when I first started going to college. So of course, academics are important, but also college is a time to have fun. A lot of the times you'll hear people say college was the best 4 years of my life. So I kind of want to touch on 4 different ways that students get involved here at K-State. These are not the only ways, these are just a couple that I'm highlighting. So we do have over 500 plus clubs and organizations on campus. So that's a great way for you to kind of meet other students on campus and kind of decide what it is that you want to spend time doing while you're a student here on campus. We also just launched the Transfer Ambassador Program, which is a program that's specifically for transfer students. So it's a great way for other transfer students to meet other transfer students. So that's kind of something to keep in mind. But we do have fun clubs that are just for fun. We actually have a skydiving club here on campus. I always tell students, don't ask me to go with you because I won't. But we have a skydiving club. We have academic clubs and organizations. We also have identity-based organizations. So I'm sure there's something that you can find that you want to get involved in. We also do have undergraduate research on campus. You can start as early as your freshman year. And we always say that it doesn't necessarily, when you think research, typically people think of like white lab coats, beakers, things like that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. One of my colleagues had a friend who was minoring in dance. And so she was traveling the world and basically wrote a research paper about other countries and their dance styles. So that's kind of something to keep in mind as well. Education abroad. We do have education abroad. The one thing that's nice about it is that it's very customizable to you and kind of where you want to go, how long you want to be gone, things like that. And then we do also have a university honors program if that's something that you're interested in. So for the admissions requirements, if you have more than 24 credit hours, we need that 2.0 cumulative GPA. Or if you have less than 24 credit hours, we're going to need that 2.0 GPA, cumulative GPA, and to meet one of the freshman requirements as well. And at the end of this, I'll put my information in the chat because I work specifically with transfer students, and I'd be more than happy to help you out with the admissions process because I know it can be really overwhelming and really confusing at times. But again, our application takes about 20 minutes. It doesn't require any essays or anything like that. And then it is also the application to be considered for general university scholarships, awards, and tuition waivers as well. So that'll bring me into the next slide. So when you apply, that counts for your application for general university scholarships, awards, and tuition waivers. We do have scholarships or tuition waivers for Texas residents. Again, I'd be more than happy to connect with you and kind of go over those scholarships. Once you are admitted to the university, we have the K-State Scholarship Network, or the KSN, and essentially that is just an extra way for you to get like departmental scholarships here at K-State. One of the things that's nice about that is that as you can apply every year as a K-State student. I know in my personal experience as a student, I got some kind of scholarship through the KSN every year that I was a K-State student. So that was really, really helpful as well. We also have the FAFSA, or the free application for federal student aid. We don't require it at the university, but we do highly encourage it. So again, if you have any additional questions or anything like that, I will put my information, or my email is right there for you. Feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions that you might have. Go over those scholarships. The other thing that's really nice about K-State is that we do have the MHK airport, and there's direct flights out of DF that go from MHK to DFW. So keep that in mind as well. I wish my parents lived in Texas because it would make my life a lot easier. But know that as well, because a lot of people don't know about the airport.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, McKenna. We will move on to our sixth school, which is Newman University, and she is ready to go.
Hey everybody, my name is Georgia Drews. I'm the Associate Director of Admissions at Newman University here in Wichita, Kansas. I'd love to tell you a little bit more about our school. This is a shot of campus. You can see we're fairly small. Newman University is located just outside of downtown Wichita, which you can see up here. And on the particular day we had these photos taken, there was your quintessential Kansas storm rolling in. So we are really close to downtown Wichita. Our campus is a 61-acre park-like campus. There's lots of trees, benches, and green space. I love it. This is our new Bishop Gerber Science Center that opened a couple years ago. If you're not sure where Wichita is, I don't blame you. I talk to students all of the time. I have to show them a map, and that's totally okay. If you're in the Texas area, we're about 5 hours from Dallas. We're about 2.5 from Oklahoma City, 3 from Kansas City. So that's kind of where we are in relation to some of the other larger Midwest markets. Wichita is smack dab in the middle of the United States. We were voted one of the top 10 places to live in the US by Money Magazine because you get a lot of bang for your buck here. If at any point you're planning to live off campus, the prices of housing and rentals is very affordable. Things like, well, maybe not gas right now, but a cup of coffee and entertainment in downtown, very affordable. So you get a lot of bang for your buck in Wichita. We are the largest city in Kansas. We're not the capital, but we are the largest city. And you can see down here that even though we're a pretty small school, we are an NCAA Division II school. We are known as the air capital of the world. There are a lot of aircraft companies here in Wichita. My own husband works at one of the aircraft companies. So there are a lot of places to do internships and to get jobs after graduation, even outside of aircraft companies. And I always like to tell people, you gotta offer something fun on one of these so they remember you. Since we are the air capital of the world, Harrison Ford from all the Star Wars movies and many others is a huge aircraft enthusiast, and he always comes here to get his aircraft serviced. But when he is in town, he rents a car and he drives around and goes to some of his favorite restaurants, one of those being the Doodah Diner. So if you're a big Star Wars fan, you should definitely come to Newman University. She'll be in Wichita, and there's always Harrison Ford sightings. And maybe you'll get lucky enough to be in one of them. A little bit more about us as a university. Newman is a Catholic college. We were founded in 1933 by a group of Catholic sisters called the Adorers of the Blood of Christ. I always tell people who are not used to being maybe around the religious that having the sisters live right next door to us in their convent is like having 50 to 60 grandmas who live next door, and they love you and are praying for you and want you to come over for lunch. And want to come to all of your athletic games and theater performances and special events. So they're a really great part of our family on campus. We're also named after St. John Henry Newman, this little guy down here. We've been having some fun with his likeness. We turned him into a Funko Pop. He was just canonized as saint by the Catholic Church in October of 2019. So he's still kind of a baby saint. And we're named after him because he has some really cool ideas about what it meant to get a Catholic liberal arts education. So some of our general education requirements are modeled after his ideas. And even though we are a Catholic college, I get a lot of questions about what that means for you as a student. You do not have to be Catholic to attend our university. And actually, only about 40% of our student body self-identifies as Catholic. So if you're not, you're in the majority. We do require, if you haven't finished your associates yet, 1 theology and 1 philosophy class as part of your 4-year degree from Newman. You can choose from a lot of different classes to fulfill those requirements. And keep in mind, even if you take that class, there's 60% of the people in your class are not Catholic. So you're all kind of learning and discovering and asking cool questions at the same time. We don't require that students participate in campus ministry or do chapel hours, so you can be as much or as little involved as you'd like. I like to think that we're really great at meeting students where they're at in their faith life. Demographics wise, we only have about 1,200 students at Newman, so we're pretty small, which gives us a pretty good student to faculty ratio and an average class size of 15, although our largest classroom on campus does seat 90, although it's rarely full. These are all the majors that we offer. You can see there are some concentrations within art, chemistry, and business administration, as well as theater. And we do have elementary, early childhood, and secondary education. Newman was originally founded as a school of education, but if you wanted to know what our most popular majors were, I would tell you probably anything in the sciences. Biology, chemistry, and biochem tend to be really popular options, especially for our students that are looking to go into medical professional programs after graduation. We have really good rates of getting students into things like pharmacy school, med school, vet school. Business has a lot of options and tends to be really popular. And we just started our new Doctorate of Business Administration degree this year. So you can actually do your bachelor's and your master's in 5 years and then go on to our doctorate program at Newman. We also have a lot of popularity in our healthcare programs. So we have cohorts in nursing, OTA, rad tech, respiratory care, and sonography. Now I mentioned pre-professional programs. If you're going into the sciences, these are a lot of the most popular options that we can help students prepare for. The only one on here that's not specifically science is pre-law, and we do send students to law school after graduation from a lot of different majors. A last couple I can think of were communication and theater. We do have a state-of-the-art science facility. We are NCAA Division II, and you can earn athletic scholarships for anything on the men's and women's list, even those that have an asterisk because they are a club sport. I came to Newman for the bowling team. And this is how we award scholarships. Transfer application is free. You have to have at least a 2.25 GPA to be automatically admitted with a scholarship between $11,000 to $15,000 per year. Those are good for 2 years, possibly a third if you need more time to finish your degree. And then we have some add-ons for things like being a PTK member, having your associate's degree by the time you transfer, and for applying and gaining acceptance into our honors program. If you'd like to scan this is our QR for a custom view book. You can make a digital custom view book of all the things that interest you at the university and have it sent to you via email. You can change it or update it at any time. And as I said, I'm going to put my information in the chat. If you guys have any questions, you're welcome to put them in the Q&A. And thanks for joining us today.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you to our presenters tonight. That is pretty much all we have time for tonight. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen again before we wrap up, just so that we are all on the same page here. Just to thank you all for joining us, obviously. And after you close this window, a quick 5-question survey will appear. So please go ahead and fill that out for us. The feedback is very helpful. Please sign up for more sessions. I believe there is one more session tomorrow night, so please check out our website. And the recordings will be available at strivescan.com/Texas. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to our presenters, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.